Hey, what's going on, everybody? Welcome to the channel. Today, we're going to be reacting to Ekko, the boy who shattered time. If this is your first time checking out the channel, what we're going to do is we're going to take a look at his biography and story first. We'll move on to any trailers or cinematics that Ekko has, take a look at his skins, the wiki. We'll look at any of his voice lines at the very end of the video as well. And while you're here, you might as well leave a thumbs up and consider subscribing to the channel. I'm going through all of the League of Legends champions and reacting to all of their lore. All right, guys, as of recording this, we are on the other side of Season 2 of Arcane. We have finished it. So things are obviously going to be a little bit different in League of Legends, but Arcane has now become like the canon lore for this champion. So things, again, will look a little bit different here, but I still want to get an idea of Ekko. And what really made me want to react to Ekko this time is because of episode 7 of Arcane. That was such a fantastic episode, in my opinion. And I just want to see, if there's any little similarities or differences with the League of Legends version of Ekko. All right, let's start off with the quote. "My devices work best when they don't work as intended, which is most of the time." Okay. Role as assassin. Okay. And then related champions. So we have Jinx. Oh, that hurts to see. Camille, Vi, Victor. Okay, Caitlyn, Jace, and Janna. Okay, so all the similar people. The only people I think are missing from this, obviously, would be Heimerdinger and then Zeri. But Zeri's a little bit of a newer champion, so I guess I wouldn't normally, we wouldn't see her here. And Regent is Zaun, of course. All right, the paragraph says, "A prodigy from the rough streets of Zaun, Ekko is able to manipulate time to twist any situation to his advantage. He uses his own invention, the Z-Drive, to explore the branching possibilities of reality, crafting the perfect moment to seemingly achieve the impossible the first time, every time. Though Ekko revels in his freedom, when there's a threat to those he cares about, he and the Firelights will do anything to defend them." Okay, so this is, this so far is pretty much similar to the show, similar to Ekko in Arcane. All right, let's get into his biography. Born with genius-level intellect, Ekko constructed simple machines before he could crawl. His parents, Ina and Wyeth, vowed to provide a good future for their son. Zaun, with all its pollution and crime, would only stifle Ekko, whom they felt deserved the wealth and opportunities of Piltover. Throughout his youth, he watched his parents age beyond their years, toiling for too many hours under dangerous conditions in suffocating factories. They earned meager wages, while greedy factory owners and sneering Piltovan buyers profited immensely from their labor. Now, see, I'm wondering why. I guess they just didn't want to incorporate the parents, Ekko's parents, in this at all, because it just maybe didn't go well with the story. I guess they've basically been written out because of Arcane. It would all be worth it, they reasoned, if it meant their son could one day rise to the city above. Ekko saw things differently. Beyond Zaun's flaws, he saw a dynamic place overflowing with energy and potential. Zaunites' industry, resourcefulness, and resilience stirred a hotbed of pure innovation. They had built a thriving culture from catastrophe and flourished where others would have perished. That spirit captivated Ekko and spurred him to a youth of wild invention and innovation. Okay, so he's like twisting the negatives and turning them into something that's positive. He wasn't alone. He befriended scrappy orphans, inquisitive runaways, and eager upstarts. Zaunites tended to eschew formal education in favor of apprenticeships, but these lost children of Zaun looked to the labyrinthine streets to be their mentor. They wasted time in glorious youthful fashion, foot races through the border markets, or daring climbs from the sump to the promenade. They ran wild and free, answering to no one. One night, on a solo trek into the rubble of a recently demolished laboratory, Ekko made an astonishing find. A shard of blue-green crystal that glittered with magical energy. Every child of Zaun heard tales of hex tech, said to power weapons and heroes alike. Yeah, so obviously, this is way different. Such a thing had the potential to change the world, and now he held a broken one. He scrambled to find more pieces, but the crunching footfalls of teched-up enforcers told him he wasn't the only one looking. Ekko barely escaped and returned to his home. He experimented madly with the crystal. During one less than scientific attempt, the gem exploded into a vortex of shimmering dust, triggering eddies of temporal distortion. Ekko opened his eyes to see several splintered realities and several Ekko versions of himself staring back in sheer panic amid the fractured continua. Okay, so there's like kind of like something going on here that we sort of see in episode 7 of Arcane, but it's like, yeah, obviously they changed things up. He'd really done it this time. After some tense coordination between Ekko and his paradoxes, they managed to contain and repair the hole he had torn in the fabric of reality. Oh, so he literally coordinates with the other Ekkos. Eventually, he harnessed the shattered crystal's temporal powers into a device that would allow him to manipulate small increments of time, at least in theory. So the Z-Drive, right? On his name day, his friends badgered him into climbing the ancient clock tower known as Old Hungry, so Ekko brought the untested device along with him. The lost children climbed, stopping occasionally to paint an obscene caricature or two of prominent Pilties. They were near the top when a handhold gave way, sending one of Ekko's friends tumbling to certain doom. Instinctively, as if he'd done it 1,000 times before, Ekko activated his device. The world shattered around him, and he was wrenched backward through swirling particles of time. Okay, so basically his first time using it here is when one of his friends is like falling to their death. So perfect opportunity, right? Then Ekko was back, watching his friend reach again for the same rotting plank. The plank broke, the boy fell, but Ekko was ready this time, diving to the edge and grabbing him by the shirt. Ekko tried to swing him to safety, but his friend became caught in the tower's clockwork gears and rewind. Several attempts later, Ekko finally saved his friend's life, but to his crew, Ekko's supernatural reflexes had saved their friend before anyone even realized the danger. He told them about the crystal and made them swear to secrecy. Instead, they dared each other to new heights of foolishness, knowing Ekko had the means to pluck them out of danger. Okay, come on, guys. With each trial and so much error, the time warping device, which Ekko dubbed the Zero Drive, grew more and more stable. The only limit was how many do-overs his body could take before exhaustion set in. Okay, so there is an exhaustion on his actual body every time he uses it. Ekko's time-bending antics have made him a person of interest to some of Zaun and Piltover's most inventive, most powerful, and most dangerous individuals. But his only interest is in his friends, his family, and his city. He dreams of the day when his hometown rises up to dwarf the so-called City of Progress, when Piltover's golden veneer will be overshadowed by the towering ingenuity and relentless spunk of a Zaun born not from generations of privilege, but from sheer daring. He may not have a plan yet, but he's got all the time in the world. After all, if Ekko's Z-Drive can change the past, how hard can it be to change the future? Yeah, okay, so we have like kind of glimpses and stuff in here of like kind of what happened when he ends up making the Z-Drive in Arcane. But, you know, they totally changed it up a little bit here. We don't have the parents as well in here, but we do have his, like, ideology of Zaun, and, like, he really loves Zaun, and he wants to make it a better place, even better than Piltover. We do get that, mostly in Season 1, I would say, because he's not really that much in Season 2. But, yeah, so I can see, like, where they had the template for Ekko from this biography, and then translated it over to Arcane. All right, the story is called Lullaby. It had been a week-long sort of day. For Ekko, this was both literal and metaphorical. Everything went wrong, and it took forever to put it back just right. First, Ajuna had nearly gotten himself killed trying to climb Old Hungry. The younger boy wanted so desperately to be like Ekko that he vaulted up the side of the clockwork tower at the heart of the sump before any of their friends could stop him. It was the first tricky jump that nearly did the kid in. Good thing Ekko had triggered his Z-Drive. 18 times he heard the blood-curdling scream of the boy falling to his death before he figured out how and where to arrest the fall and save his life. Then, while pillaging a scrap heap with ties to Clan Pharos for bits of tech, a particularly aggressive gang of Vigilnauts surrounded him. Big ones, too, covered in augments that made the ugly even uglier. Ekko was surprised at their speed, but less surprised at how they shot to kill. Pilties and their backup didn't care about the lives of sump snipes like him. Good thing the Z-Drive existed to get him out of seemingly inescapable encounters like that one. After a few dozen rewinds, he changed tack and pulled out his latest toy, the Flash Binder. It was meant to explode in a dazzling flash and pull anything not bolted down in toward its center. Okay, we definitely didn't get anything like that in the show. But the Flash Binder didn't work. Well, at least not as intended. It exploded, and that's when things got interesting. Unlike most of Ekko's inventions that exploded, the blue-hot magical detonation froze in mid-blast. Columns of billowing blue energy fanned out from the epicenter. Bits of the disk shrapnel twisted at a snail's pace along what, at normal explosion velocity, would be a deadly trajectory. Even the spherical blinding flash itself was frozen in space. Okay, so his, like, flash binder, like, froze in time, basically. And then it got even more interesting. The explosion imploded, reforming itself into the palm-sized flash binder and rewound back toward Ekko, landing square in his palm as cold as the wind. Oh, okay, that's weird. Cool, Ekko thought. He rewound the moment so he could throw it at the Vigilnauts a few more times, for science, of course. When Ekko finally got home, his body was tired, but his mind was alert. The apartment was functional, the furniture sparse, and with little flourish. Ekko's room was a little curtained-off nook filled with discarded books, bits of scavenged technology, and hiding spots for the Z-Drive and Flash Binder. Today was one of the rare days both his parents would be home early, and he had something to tell them. Mom, Dad, he practiced to his reflection, which stared back at him from the Z-Drive's shiny cylindrical surface. I'm not going to apply to any of the Upside clans or a snooty pilty school. I'm staying here with you and my friends. I'll never turn my back on Zaun. And, man, so, like, Season 2 really kind of got out of the whole Piltover versus Zaun thing, I feel like, a little bit. But, like, we always knew Ekko, like, deep in his core, he was very much, like, fighting for Zaun in the show, even in Season 2, I think. And you could see that right here. The words were filled with the confidence that comes with being alone in an empty apartment, with only walls and reflections to respond, and the response was silence. He heard the jingle of the keys, muffled by the front door. Without a second to spare, Ekko tucked his Z-Drive under the table and draped a black cloth over it. He didn't want them worrying about his escapades with an unstable hextech time manipulation device. The door opened, and Ekko's parents returned for the first time that night. They looked like strangers to their own son, their jobs aging them even more in the weeks since he'd seen them last together. Oh my God. Their routine was predictable. They'd shuffle home, supply a meager meal purchased with a day's wages, save the rest of the money for taxes and bribes, then fall asleep in their chairs, chins resting on chest, until Ekko removed their work boots and helped them into their beds. That's just like so sad. And I mean, we got to see the oppression of Zaun a little bit, but you know, it would have been, I mean, I guess probably with more seasons, we would have seen it a little bit more, but they didn't really have time, right? The bags under their eyes carried enough weight to pull their heads down. Tucked under his mother's arm was a small paper-wrapped bundle bound at the ends with twine. "Hello, my little genius," his mother expanded energy she couldn't afford in an attempt to make the words come alive. Yet her expression in that moment of lightness when she saw her son sitting at the table, waiting, was something no one could fake. "Hey, Mom. Hey, Dad." The three of them hadn't sat at a table as a family in such a long time. Dude, that's so sad. He quietly chided himself for not saying something substantial. His father beamed with pride, then he mock-scowled as he brushed his fingers through his son's mohawk. Ekko struggled to remember a time when his father didn't look so old, before the prematurely thinning hair and the deep wrinkles in his brow. "I thought I told you to cut that hair," his father said. "It'll make you stand out in the Piltover academies too much. The factory wood's the only place you can look like that. They'll take anyone, and you are not anyone. How are your applications coming?" This was the moment. Ekko felt the words he'd practiced swimming up to be spoken. The hope in his father's eyes gave him pause. His mother filled that empty moment before Ekko could. "We have a treat for you." She set the brown parcel down on the table. They pulled their chairs close to watch as Ekko reached over and untied the knotted twine, straightened both strings, and laid them next to him. He unraveled the butcher paper without a single rip. In the center lay a small loaf of fragrant sweetbread, its crust glazed with honey and candied nuts. The cake was from Aline. She made the finest pastries in all of Zaun and charged a pretty penny for them, too. Ekko and his friends often pilfered desserts from the rich folk who paid the hefty price without even a tiny hesitation. Oh, so they got him something nice. Ekko's head shot up to see his parents' reaction. Their eyes were beaming. "This is too much," he said. "We need meat and real supper, not sweets." "We would never forget your name day," his father said with a chuckle. "Looks like you did, though." Oh. Ekko had completely lost track of what day it really was. Still, the gift was too extravagant, especially since he was about to shatter their hopes for him. Guilt rose in his throat. The landlord will have our heads if we're late with rent again. Dude, the fact that he forgot his name day, like, he has more important things going on his mind, and it's just like, he cares so much for his parents, and he feels so sad seeing them like this. "Let us worry about that. You deserve something nice," his mother said. "Go on, you can have cake for dinner once a year." "What are you going to eat?" "I'm not hungry," she said. "I ate at work," his father lied. "Cheese and meats from Piltover. Real nice stuff." They watched Ekko take a tiny bite of the cake. It was sweet and buttery, and the crumbs stuck to his fingers. It was so rich, the taste stuck to his tongue. Ekko went to divide the cake into 3 pieces, but his mother shook her head. Her soft voice hummed the name day's playful melody, and he knew they wouldn't partake. It was his parents' gift to him. His father would have joined in singing the name day song if he hadn't already fallen asleep, slumped in his chair, chin dropping to his chest. Ekko glanced over to his mother. Her eyes fluttered closed as the melody was swallowed by her own encroaching slumber. Dude, okay, this is such a sad story to read, man. And especially after we freaking see episode 7 of Arcane season 2. I almost wish we got a little bit of like his parents, but obviously they just wouldn't have had time to have Ekko's parents in the show. So we had, we had the others taking care of him. One future Ekko briefly considered was the factory wood life and barely living wages for some other city's benefit, for someone else's glory. He couldn't stomach the thought. He remembered the fragments of conversations, snippets heard through the filter of infant ears, of his parents' whispered dreams of inventions and entrance to the clans. Ideas they hoped would change the world and contribute to a future unwritten by the birth of their son. Ekko knew they saw him as their only hope, but he loved life in Zaun. If he did as they wished, who would take care of them or his friends? He couldn't dash their dreams, not tonight on his name day, maybe tomorrow. Ekko didn't finish his cake beyond the first bite. Instead, he primed his Z-Drive. His home shattered into swirling eddies of colored dust. The thrum of the everyday fell to absolute silence. The moment splintered and encircled him in a vortex of light. When the fragments of the future reassembled into the past, Ekko's parents were coming home for the second time that night. It would be followed by a third, a fourth, a fifth, a sixth, and so on. Oh, dude, this story is killing me right now. He keeps rewinding to relive this moment with his parents. Like, that's so sad. Each time he went back, Ekko didn't change a single thing. The light in his mother's eyes, his father's proud smile as he nodded off. But Ekko fought the edges of sleep to hold on to those stolen moments forever, until finally he let his mother's soft voice and the warmth of their little apartment lull him to sleep. It had been a week-long sort of day. I can't. Like, that makes me happy with the Arcane version that we got of Ekko. We really needed to see something similar to this, I feel like, from Ekko in the show, and we kind of got that with that episode 7, but not really, right? Because he wasn't using, you know, just seeing that parallel dimension in that episode 7 of Arcane really like hit. And I feel like it doesn't have the same effect as this, but it kind of does. You know, reliving the same day to see your parents over and over and over again almost hits as hard as the whole powder thing that we ended up getting. But that was such a sad story. Ekko has a tragic background, man. And I feel like this story really hits home. I mean, I guess any of the Zaun champions I've really reacted to, like, this has solidified more how bad things are in Zaun. And I feel like the show, this is me critiquing it a little bit, the show kind of made that a backdrop in season 2, right? They were like, okay, we established it in season 1. We don't really need to talk about it in season 2. But, you know, I'm still happy with what we got in season 2. I'm very happy with the show. It's a great show. But, you know, just seeing Ekko's story in League of Legends and seeing how tragic Zaun ends up being. And obviously by the end of Arcane, it's going to stay that way. Like, it's not going to change, unfortunately. Maybe things will be a little bit better after the season 2 ending. But I still think there's just going to be a class divide, right? All right, let's start off with Ekko Seconds, new champion teaser for League. This is 9 years old, so let's take a look. I don't know if I've seen this before. I'll be honest.
People waste a lot of time. Then they wish for more. They want more hours in their days, more days in their years, more years in their lives. Because if they had all that extra time, they could fix any mistake. I don't need hours or days or years. I only need seconds.
Okay, I have seen this. I remember it now. There's the Z drive. Cool. Are we happy with the way it looks in Arcane? I think it looks pretty similar, yeah? Just has that hex core thing instead. Is he fighting like a Chem Baron, or what is this thing? He's definitely more like a kid in this trailer. I mean, I guess they're still kind of like kids in season 2, but... Or I guess just young adults. You can see all the chem tech. Oh, he's got one on his wrist? Oh, yeah, the okay. Cool. He gets to do the fight all over again. And do it right. Yeah, like, he's so small compared to this guy he's fighting. That seems like a flaw in the system. Oh, is there something secret behind that wall?
If you can't make the most out of any given moment, then you don't deserve a single extra second.
Wow. Wow. Okay, Ekko. Dang, nine-year-old teaser trailer, and I loved that. He's such a badass character in just some of these few lines that he has in his trailer. I think that's really, really cool. We still haven't taken a look at his abilities in the actual game yet, so I am super curious about that. So let's go into the abilities. All right, the gameplay spotlight is about 9 years old as well, so I thought we better do the abilities page for him just because that video, like, the abilities might have changed, right? So role is Assassin's Mage, and difficulty is high for Ekko. All right, let's finally get into his abilities. So the Z Drive Resonance is the passive. Every third attack or damaging spell on the same target deals bonus magic damage and grants Ekko a burst of speed if the target is a champion. Okay, pretty decent. Then we have Time Winder Q. Ekko throws a temporal grenade that expands into a time distortion field upon hitting an enemy. Let's see it. Okay. Slowing and damaging anyone caught inside. After a delay, the grenade rewinds back to Ekko, dealing damage on its return. Okay. That's cool. I like the fact that it rewinds and comes back and can do more damage. And then we have Parallel Convergence. Let's see it. Okay, is it like an AoE thing? It looks like it takes a minute to cast. Ekko's basic attacks deal bonus magic damage to low health enemies. He can cast Parallel Convergence to split the timeline, creating an anomaly after a few seconds that slows enemies caught inside. If Ekko enters the anomaly, he gains shielding and stuns enemies by suspending them in time. Okay, let me see it over here again. I see, okay, there's the different Ekko there. Okay, and then they fully get stunned. Interesting. All right, and then we have Phase Dive. Okay, it's like a little dash. Okay, yeah, that makes sense. We at least see that, I would say, in the show. We don't see like any of these other abilities though, really. Ekko rolls evasively while charging up his Z drive. His next attack deals bonus magic damage, or deals bonus damage, and warps reality, teleporting him to his target. All right, cool. And then last is Chrono Break. Let's see it. So we see him go away from the original Ekko, and then it like slowly follows him. Okay, Ekko shatters his timeline, becoming untargetable and rewinding to a more favorable point in time. So there's the rewind. He returns to whenever he was a few seconds ago and heals for a percentage of the damage received in that duration. Oh, so you want to take some damage during that time, and then he'll just heal for it. Enemies near his arrival zone take massive damage. So you just want to get away from Ekko when he's about to like rewind to that point. Okay. Yeah, I mean, I figured, I was like, his ultimate is probably going to be like some sort of rewind. Like, it's got to be like that ability, because otherwise, if he had that as just like a regular ability, I feel like it would be a little OP. So it does make sense that it is his ultimate. All right, this definitely, I can see how he is high difficulty. He doesn't just have like basic attack, like magic damage abilities or anything. The Time Winder one, I think, is kind of the closest thing to that. But he doesn't just have like, you know what I mean, anything regular, basic, like ranged attacks or anything like that, or even just basic melee stuff. The Parallel Convergence is a little weird. Phase Dive is basically a movement ability. And then the ultimate is obviously very weird and unique to him. All right, guys, let me know how Ekko is in the game. I personally don't know if many people use Ekko. I've played a very, very tiny amount of League of Legends, though, and I don't think I ever really saw Ekko in the little bit of games that I played. But, of course, there's like a million champions of the game. So you guys let me know how Ekko is in the game currently. All right, guys, we have several trailers to get to. He actually has quite a bit of trailers, which is pretty cool. We're going to start off with a little bit of a newer one. It's from 2 years ago. It's the Wild Rift Ekko's Arrival trailer. Let's check it out. Does he look a little bit older in this one? I think he does, yeah. Versus that like 9-year-old trailer. Oh, that's cool. Okay, some parkour skills. That's just something you have to be good at, being a Zonite, I feel like. Uh-oh. Is that like a hex crystal? Man, the mohawk, though. After seeing Ekko's hair in Arcane, I'm not a fan of the mohawk. Oh, cool. I was gonna say, is that the Time Winder thing? Oh. Time to rewind. Oh. I like the little hourglass. That's cool. All the way back to up there. Awesome. Sweet. All right. And of course we have the, I guess this isn't specifically Ekko, but it's a new expansion, Rise of the Underworlds cinematic trailer for Legends of Runeterra. He's got to be featured in this. And I'm actually not sure if I have seen this.
Where is it?
On its way as we speak.
I like the anime style here that we got going on. What is going on in this trailer? Was it a Dune worm? Oh no, it's Rek'Sai, or it's one of the little smaller ones.
Don't worry, I found the perfect crew for the job.
What is that? Whoa. I was gonna say, that's Pike. All right, is Ekko in this at all?
Pity. Such power wasted on such ignorant minds.
Well, once this is over, we can do the world a favor and raise this district to the ground.
There's Ekko. Okay.
Cool toy. Check mine out.
Ekko's gonna take out the whole room. Nice.
Such power wasted on such ignorant minds.
What even is that? Okay, that was just a short little sweet thing that we got. Rise of the Underworlds, Legends of Runeterra. I'm not sure who any of the other characters were in that. I don't even think they were important, but that was still cool. All right, last trailer we have is actually for Ekko's game called Convergence. I never played it, of course. You guys will have to let me know in the comments if it's worth checking out. Here we go. I wonder if it will have anything from Arcane. Because I think it came out after season 1. I don't know.
Exactly.
Who is he working with? The boy. Oh, this is the gameplay. Okay. So it's a 2D or 3D platformer? Or side scroller? Whatever you want to call it.
Let's go. This ain't a hobby, this ain't a pride, this ain't a wonder.
Control time. Yeah, I wonder how good the mechanics work in this. Okay, it has all of his abilities from League. Discover Zon. You definitely have to be into these kind of games to want to play this as well.
Hell yeah.
Oh. It's your best friend, Ekko. Battle Champions. Oh, Warwick.
You're not destroying
Camille.
my city tonight.
That's cool. Jinx.
Legendary.
Really wanted Camille in season 1 or 2 of Arcane. Would have been cool, but it's all good. Okay, cool. Yeah, let me know if any of you have played that game, if you liked it, if it's worth checking out, all of the above. All right, guys? All right, let's check out Ekko's Legends of Runeterra review.
Never had luck, never needed it. New tech, new tricks.
Okay, 4 mana, 4/2. Strike, create a fleeting time trick in hand. Level up when you've predicted 5+ times, and he has quick attack.
New day, new Zon.
Okay.
Sup, Kay? I was waiting for you.
Oh, what time means anything to you?
Who is this K
Practice
character?
makes perfect.
That's not Powder. Time trick. Okay.
Sweet. We're on this timeline. What's up,
Fallen
shorty?
Feline?
Like the new board?
What a card.
Heavy, but yeah, I guess it's all right.
Hello tomorrow.
Okay. Chrono Break. Ooh.
Future is whatever I make it.
Okay, we got like a parkour Ekko, and then he becomes a 5/3. When I level up, create 3 Chrono Breaks in your deck. Strike, create a fleeting 0-cost time trick in hand.
Think fast.
Oh, I get the Fallen Feline now because he can save the cat. I got it.
Doubt me. I love that.
The cycle of life and death.
And death. Yeah, I heard you before.
Cold
Big
Shot. Create a parallel convergence in your deck.
Guy. I do my own stunts.
He said, I do my own stunts. Okay, so he's got a lot of like card draw and like putting these like time things into your deck.
It's called Zonite Ingenuity.
Your time is done.
Time for a do-over. Revive all allies that died this round, then rally. Oh, that's insane. Okay, Chrono Break is busted. Got it.
This is my future. That one's for you, son.
Cool. All right, everybody that plays Legends of Runeterra, let me know how your boy Ekko is in the game. All right, we have a login screen for Ekko. Actually, kind of a longer one for how old this login screen is, being 9 years old. It is 3 minutes long. Let's go ahead and give it a listen. I personally, though, now that we've seen episode 7 of Arcane, I feel like that song in that one, that's now my new theme for Ekko. I guess Ekko / Powder, but still, like, that song is like so fire to me and I love it. But let's give this a listen. Let's not knock this one before we have even heard it. So here we go, guys. 9 years old, login screen Ekko. Okay. I like the melody so far. Like the instrumental. Okay. Okay, I actually like this. I kind of was like, it's 9 years old. I wasn't sure how good it was going to be. I like the electronic distortion and everything, the EDM part of it. Fast-paced. Okay, I like the rock elements in it too. The snare drum's good as well. Really pops in the song. Okay, I'm actually, hold on. I feel like this song could actually have lyrics to it. Would that ruin it? I don't know. Ooh. Big drop. Ooh. I like this. Hold on. I think his login screen kind of goes hard. I'm not going to lie to you. I actually like that it didn't like do like some big drop. It like slowed down there. Wow. Color me surprised right now. That was a solid login screen / champion theme. I actually really enjoyed that one. The melody was solid. The electronic distortion was all good. The guitar and everything too. The snare drum. I thought that was a solid song for 3 minutes too. I don't even think it got like, it didn't get boring or anything in that 3 minutes, even though it was kind of just a repeat. And then we got like that build up to that slow down part. And I actually really loved like the song during that part where it was just like the guitar and like a piano or something playing. I thought that was really cool. You guys let me know what you think of this login screen. Of course, also let me know what you think of the song in episode 7 of Arcane because I'm obsessed with that song currently. All right, we are going to go through Ekko's skins next. It looks like he has, you know, like 10 or 12 skins here. We're going to pick our top 3. You guys, of course, let me know in the comments what your favorite skin is. All right, let's start off with the original design. Not a fan of the mohawk again, like I said earlier. Just now that we have like the Arcane version of him, I think that is kind of peak. but maybe the Mohawk will get cooler in some of the other skins. All right, next up is Sandstorm Ekko, and he already has chromas. That's cool. Oh, see, like I already like the hair better in this version. This is actually a solid skin for Ekko, excuse me? Usually like the first few skins for Ekko, I'm not the biggest, or the first few skins for these champs, I'm usually not the biggest fan, and I tend to like the newer ones, but this is actually pretty solid. He almost feels like he's from like Shurima or Ionia with this skin. Next is, oh, Academy Ekko. This could be cool. Okay, until I saw the freaking hair. What is that hair? Riot, what did you do to him? What is that hair? I mean, I like the clothes and everything. Like it's almost like streetwear, but schoolwear at the same time. But the glasses are okay, but I'm so mad about that hair. That hair is atrocious. I don't like it. The hair kills it. Next up, oh, Project Ekko. Ooh, the freaking hair. Guys, I don't know what I'm going to do to get past the hair that they keep giving Ekko. I like the outfit yet again, and the sword is sick as well. The sword is perfect for this like project version of Ekko. The visor is okay. The hair is terrible. All right, come on, next skin. Don't kill me with the hair here. SKT1 skin. Okay, the hair is a little bit better. You know what? I actually like this for an SKT1 skin. Some of them I haven't been the biggest fan of. This one's okay, although the perm they gave him, not the greatest again. Man, the hair is killing me. Guys, I might just have to get over the hair. Okay, we have Trick or Treat. Ooh, this is cool. Oh, now this one I like. See, we're back to the Mohawk, but I think it fits for this skin. I love Halloween skins. I think this is cool. The fact that it's like a bat, I guess, isn't the best. I do like the backpack or the Z drive being a Trick or Treat bag or whatever, pumpkin. That's cool. Let's see some chromas. Chromas don't make it that much better, but I actually really like this skin. Trick or Treat Ekko is cool for me. All right, next is True Damage. Of course, the music video is fantastic. Oh, this is a cool skin. Yeah. And see, we get the hair that we have from Arcane or something similar anyways. Oh, yeah. The True Damage skin is fire. Oh, here's the yellow jacket. I like that. Oh, yeah. I love the True Damage skin. This one is really good in my opinion. And because the hair isn't terrible, guys. All right, next up is Pulsefire. Okay. Pulsefire has some good skins. Let's take a look. We're back to the Mohawk. He's got like a little gas mask on. I love the sword actually in this one. Z drive looks cool. The fur, like the fur coat part behind his neck, I'm not the biggest fan of that. Okay, I like the skin. I like it. I think it's good. But let's see what else we got. All right, next up is Firelight. Oh, so this is basically Arcane version of him, yeah? Okay, so yeah, see this is cool. I like Firelight version Ekko. Although he doesn't have like his signature sword or anything because he has like this little pipe or whatever that he's using. I don't even know what it's actually called. It just says celebrating the Riot X Arcane event. Yeah, I mean, I'm going to have a soft spot for the Arcane version of Ekko that I think this skin for sure will probably make the top 3, but we still have a few more skins up ahead. I like this version of Ekko. All right, 3 more. Star Guardian. Ooh, even Ekko has a Star Guardian skin. That's wild to me. Okay, the hair. I don't know if I like the hair in this one either. The Star Guardian outfit on Ekko is also kind of weird just because I don't know if it, well, Ekko is actually fine. It's not terrible. The outfit is a little weird for me though. I don't know why. The sword is really cool. The sword is probably the coolest actually out of all of them so far. Like the Star Guardian version is awesome. The hair is a little weird for me as well, but maybe let me think about it. I like it though. All right, 2 more. We have Prestige Star Guardian. Let's take a quick peek at this one. Oh, see, I like the hair better in this. And I like the outfit better. Okay, dare I say the Prestige Star Guardian better. I like this one a lot, actually. All right, last but not least, we have Breakout True Damage. So it's another True Damage one. Okay, guys, I think I already know what my top 3 are. Okay, the Breakout True Damage Ekko is good. Oh, I like the little boombox on the back. The sword is really cool, actually. We're not gonna pick the Breakout True Damage Ekko, guys. This is an easy one for me. I already know what the top 3 skins are gonna be for me. Personally, I think Prestige Star Guardian is better than the regular Star Guardian, but the regular Star Guardian is fine. Next up, Firelight Ekko, insanely good. I wonder if we'll get another one for season 2 Ekko or not. And then last but not least, we have the True Damage Ekko. Those are going to be my top 3 skins. You guys let me know what your favorite skins are. Maybe you like the older ones a little bit. I actually do like the Trick or Treat version, but the True Damage and Star Guardian and Firelight versions are just better in my opinion. And the only little trivia we have, the name Ekko is a play on the English word echo. Besides the proverbial and literal echoes of the past, his name having 2 Ks references the rewind symbol. Oh, okay. His name could also be a reference to John Mickey Ekko Stephen Sudduth and his first album, Time, although this has never been confirmed. Okay, cool. Just a little tiny bit of trivia there. Obviously, Ekko, that's the first thing I think of is literally the English word echo when we see that. All right, moving on. All right, guys, we are on the League of Legends Wiki checking out Ekko. I see that the wiki, I believe, has been updated because we have on the right-hand side romantic interest powder, in parentheses, ex-crush. Interesting. All right, we're skipping over early years, creation of the Zero Drive. We've read all of that. Hero of the Zonite Youth. It just says, as Ekko continued to refine his time-bending abilities, he earned a reputation among the youth of Zon as a hero capable of defying danger. With each trial and error, the Zero Drive grew more stable, allowing Ekko to protect his friends with increasing precision. Despite the physical toll of repeated use, Ekko embraced his role as the defender of Zon's youth, inspiring others to challenge the status quo and dream of a better future. Ekko's mastery over time has garnered him attention from the most inventive and formidable figures in both Zon and Piltover, making him a potential obstacle to their endeavors. Soon, Ekko started to be targeted by the worst of them. So yeah, this is what we assume is basically happening after the end of Arcane, right? All right, and then we have potential future. In a possible future, Ekko becomes more enraptured in his technology, neglecting his loved ones. He would use his Zero Drive to rewind situations with his friends and family to get to the optimal outcome. Well, yeah, okay, I was gonna say, I would assume he might do something like that, but in the story we read, he didn't do that with his parents. He eventually drifts away from all of his friends and seldom returns home to see his parents. The Poindexter Cambaran family would greatly increase their Syntixi manufacturing, much to the ire of Clan Pharaohs, causing Piltover to increase their chemical dumpings into Zon. The increased pollution would strengthen the noxious Zon Grey, causing a citywide quarantine to be put in place. In retaliation, the Poindexters would launch attacks against Piltover. Ekko would do his best to save lives on both sides, but to little success. With the cities on the brink of civil war and the pollution forcing his parents to leave Zon, Ekko resolved to improve his technology to allow to travel farther back in time to stop the war. After numerous failed attempts, Ekko is able to turn his Zero Drive into the Chronoport, but at the expense of his last Zero Drive. With his last chance, he travels back to stop Clan Pharaohs from hiring the Poindexters to manufacture artificial hex tech, but arrives too late. Despite Syntixi being discovered, future Ekko decides to round it all up before the Poindexters amass too much power and recruits his younger self to aid him. After the two Ekkos gather all the Syntixi, future Ekko plans to create a Syntixi bomb and detonate it all at the halfway point between Piltover and Zon, not only to destroy the Syntixi, but also Clan Pharaohs' Hextech Vault, rendering both cities powerless and averting civil war. His past self is horrified that his future self would sacrifice so many innocent lives to stop the war, but future Ekko disregards him. His past self would team up with Camille to stop him from detonating the bomb. After beating him, present Ekko manages to talk him down, but the bomb is already armed. However, future Ekko decides to take the bomb and hurl it through a rift in time and destroy the Syntixi at the cost of his own life. As he hurtles through time and space, Ekko sees the multiverse. In one timeline, he sees his parents have decided to stay in Zon and steps through, hoping his past self forgives him. What the heck is all of this from? Is it from a comic or something? There's a visual and everything right here. What is this? It's kind of a cool story, to be honest with you. I thought this potential future Ekko was going to be the one from Arcane and maybe it was updated, but no, this is like a whole nother thing. I don't know. It sounds really cool. All right, appearance. Ekko is a short, thin, brown-skinned young man with hazelnut brown eyes. He has white hair fashioned into a mohawk. While originally designed with straight hair, Ekko is sometimes portrayed with textured hair. Typically, his forehead and nose are painted white with the shape of an hourglass. He usually wears a baggy builder's overalls with a red scarf with protective glasses on his neck, semi-sewn baggy green pants, and black boots. Personality: he had an ingenious mind. Even when he was a baby, he could invent simple machines. He is also very determined to save his allies, as he was willing to go back in time to save a friend of his life. All right, abilities, it says only 2. Agility: he is shown to have agility to get around the streets of Zon, and then time rewind. He can rewind time to the point before he gained any injuries. All right, we have actually a lot of people in the relationships. I like to see this. So we have Wyeth and Ina, his parents. Ekko's parents work overtime in one of Zon's many factories, so they're rarely home. We have Jinx and Vi. They're graffiti, well, we already know. But the graffiti Ekko often visits has paintings of girls with blue and pink hair. Ekko and Jinx were childhood friends and often played together. He had a crush on her before she started talking to Fishbones and Pow Pow. So Fishbones being her rocket and Pow Pow being her machine gun. Okay. And then we have the Lost Children of Zaun. Ekko and friends belong to a gang called the Lost Children of Zaun, a group of orphans and teenagers drawn together by their mutual interests and desire for community. Members of the Lost Children include Ajuna Lem, which has a card in Legends of Runeterra, a scavenger whose death weighs heavily on Ekko, Axamander, the older brother of Lem, and an archivist of Zaun, highly knowledgeable about its people, history, feuds, and secrets. I love that we actually have background on these other people. Chansey, an inventor who thinks Ekko relies too much on his zero drive to fix his mistakes. Ellie, a former apprentice costume designer at the Fenlocks Theater. She now has her own boutique clothing store in Entresol. Kay, which we also have a card. Okay, there's Kay. A talented inventor focused on cloning research. Lem, the younger brother of Axamander and a bright inventor with a fondness for animals. He looked up to Ajuna Lem and adopted his surname and donned his goggles in his memory. Show Me, another card, a highly proficient hoverboarder. Skids, oh, that's a terrible name, a teenager who enjoys headbutting people. Red, one of Ekko's oldest friends and always trying something new to find her passion in life. And then Rungs, the toughest member of the Lost Children and a skilled fighter. All right, and then we have Piltovids, just in general. Ekko dislikes Pilties like Jace, Ezreal, and Caitlyn, as he sees them as arrogant and self-important, as well as to promote Zaunite nationalism. He is convinced Piltover is not only the progressive city in Valorant and is proud to be Zaunite. Seeing his former friends leave for the City of Progress gave him a bit of a chip on his shoulder, not to mention his 12-year-old friend Ajuna was killed by a Pilty. However, little by little, Ekko began to stop judging the Piltovians, beginning to establish certain relationships or even to become familiar with them, like Camille and Seraphine. Okay, I could see him being friendly with Seraphine for sure. Camille, yeah. And then Ezreal. He finds Ezreal a poser. I think probably everybody does. Jace and Victor. To him, Jace and Victor are the opposite extremes of the same decadent spectrum and hopes he doesn't turn out like either of them. I feel like that can go into Arcane in that sense. All right, and then we have Zaunites. Ekko also dislikes Zaunites like Victor, Singed, and Dr. Mundo, as they embody everything that is wrong with the city. Ekko once saved his friend from Dr. Mundo by rewinding time. However, Mundo remains aware of the changed timeline. Oh, that's cool. You guys let me know if I should get to Dr. Mundo at some point. Ekko appreciates Zac for what he has done for Zaun. Don't know anything about Zac. Ekko remarks that he would poke at Zac to learn about the composition of his chemical body. And then he likes Blitzcrank for unknown reasons and fights alongside him in the climb. Heimerdinger. The only Yordle Ekko has met is Heimerdinger. The two of them shared stories with each other while Heimerdinger visited Ekko's hideout in Zaun. He hasn't met any other Yordles, at least not without glamour, and has only heard tales of them. He respects Heimerdinger as an inventor despite him residing in and working for Piltover. Seraphine. Ekko and his friends have been shown to attend Seraphine's performance. They are likely her fans despite her strong ties to Piltover, and he respects Seraphine's desire to unite the two cities through music. Yeah, that was the biggest thing about Seraphine, right? So that's why I think, they basically have the same goal, although Ekko truly likes Zaun better and thinks they're better. It's just like she's trying to bring everybody together. All right, and then we have Zeri, which we've done a reaction to already. Ekko met Zeri after she freed a group of hostages, including Ekko's parents, from a warehouse owned by Renata Glask. It's implied in Convergence that they and their families keep in touch with each other. All right, looking at the content, let's see. We read the biography. There is a comic for him. A Perfect Life is what it's called. It looks like there are 5 of them, 5 total comic stories. And then we have Arcane. We have the Convergence game. There's also another comic called Chrono Break. I guess he appears in the music video Enemy, of course. Firelight's Reignite game. I'm not sure what that is. Is that a newer one? And then we have the short story Lullaby that we read. We saw the video Rise of the Underworlds. There's a lot for him, guys. We saw the video Seconds. He is in the climb. We've seen the climb a few times at this point. The Unexpected Spark short story. We read that during Zeri's reaction. And then there's a video called True Genius that he is also in. All right, looking at the trivia. If Ekko were not affected by the lore change, his canonical appearance would be as follows. Enemy, Arcane, Firelight's Reignite, Arcane, True Genius, Lullaby, Chrono Break, Seconds, A Perfect Life, Convergence, The Unexpected Spark. I guess that's just giving us the lore in chronological order. During his release, it was stated that Ekko was 16 to 17-year-old teenager. Like Jinx and Vi, Ekko is not his actual name, but rather what his friends call him. Ekko is basically a gifted, unrefined genius that tends to take on more than he can initially handle. He managed to create the Zero Drive and the Time Winder simply through trial and error, and as a result, splits the timeline to fuel his perfectionism. You know what I like about the change for the Zero Drive is that he actually had help from Heimerdinger and Powder in a different timeline to help him make the Z Drive. I kind of like that. Ekko mainly uses the Z Drive to undo his mistakes and find key points to exploit, such as taking down a Vigilnaut, the techmaturgically augmented goon he fought in seconds. Oh, okay. Despite being able to undo physical effects on his body, Ekko retains some residual effects over the rewind, including physical pain and mental fatigue. His cognitive age does not change over the course of rewinding. Right, so like a good example is in Arcane, final season, right? I can't remember if it's episode 8 or episode 9, where Jinx is trying to kill herself. And he rewinds several times, and he actually has blood on like his eyebrow because, you know, the blast actually hit him a little bit. So yeah, there you go. Ekko's face paint and Zero Drive are both shaped after an hourglass, an expression of his personality as well as the symbol he adopted for himself. He displays the same Zonite street fashion Jinx and Vi do, with Ekko's neck piece being identical to the Hextech bolts on her gauntlets. Ekko's bat is a clock second hand he stole from a Piltover clock tower, as evidenced by the Roman 12 at its base. Ekko believes in and cares for Zaun and its future despite not fully understanding the bigger picture, right? As evidenced by his joke, the Zero Drive sometimes functions unexpectedly. It being the product of makeshift Hextech powered by a shattered crystal of undocumented properties might have something to do with it. The shattered crystal is implied to be a part of one that Victor and Jace fought over in their biographies, and that also implies the current Zero Drive isn't the first of many broken. Okay. As evidence in Convergence, the Zero Drive can create time rifts capable of tearing different timelines even in different universes. The Time Winder is powered by the Zero Drive. Ekko had at first another function for it in mind, likely a smoke/flash grenade, but several successive malfunctions prompted its current incarnation. Using the Zero Drive, Ekko is able to create after images of himself. While in-game, an after image can be seen throwing his Zero Drive to activate parallel convergence. In the climb and Ekko's arrival, the device thrown is shown to be a unique one, also shaped like an hourglass. This device temporarily stops the flow of time in an area. Man, he's got a lot of trivia going on here. I mean, it makes sense because we got a lot of like arcane stuff. We have a lot of things about the Zero Drive itself and how it operates. In the non-canon The Path of Champions adventure, one of Ekko's after images named Ozzy starts acting on its own and desires to not be reset and remain as an individual. Oh, that's kind of cool. It's unknown if after images from Runeterra Prime are also capable of this. Zillion, oh hey, Zillion is another time person. That's all I know about him. And Bard may be concerned by Ekko fracturing the timeline. So Bard for sure. I just know Zillion has something related to time. So that's kind of a cool plot line going on in Runeterra that I didn't even think about. In the Pulsefire universe, it's implied that him and Pulsefire Ezreal are exes and have previously dated. The couple was later confirmed to be canonical at the time senior narrative writer Riot Goblin, albeit only in the Pulsefire universe. Okay, there you go. Lots of stuff here that we learned about Ekko. Lots of stuff in the League of Legends version of him that we learned, in my opinion. And I really like that we got a lot of relationship stuff about him, about the other Pilties, about other Zonites, and things like that. All right, people, we are doing the Legends of Runeterra special interactions for Ekko first. We'll do the League of Legends ones after that. Let's take a look at these. We have, it looks like about 4.5 minutes of Ekko and maybe a little bit more here throughout the video by Skin Spotlights, of course. So here we go.
Ready for your next lesson, Dusty?
Shurima's emperor is not Dusty, but yes.
Calling Azir Dusty is wild. Like power level wise.
Okay, so this is called a Z Drive.
And how many Hextechs does this one cost?
I like their banter.
What's up,
what the hell?
I was waiting for you.
Oh, look, time means anything to you. Machine's great. Super cool.
Oh, I like her
Your idea,
accent.
Kay, but glad you like it. What's up, show me? Liking the new board?
Okay,
Little
here's all the
front heavy,
kids.
but yeah, I guess it's all right.
You still gotta show me how to ride that thing.
Why? Not like you ever did anything for me.
That's funny.
All right, Bo's here. Now we can work.
Bo.
Hey, you're getting good at that, Bo.
Okay, I actually kind of like
Come
Bo's
on,
voice.
there's so much Shurima to see.
So much sand. My gear.
Just out of reach.
The cat can talk?
Hey, careful. Not everyone can toss you through time.
Who is this cat?
Out of reach.
I got you, little guy. Could have sworn it said something.
Just out of reach.
I mean,
Took a
that's
few
not Yumi.
timelines, but you're okay now, right?
Took a few
Let's
timelines.
not go back to that timeline. Oh, hello, Ekko.
Sup, Zil?
The
Zill?
cycle of life and death.
Okay, I love these voice
And
lines.
death. Yeah, I heard you before, big guy.
Like they
Haven't I been here before?
made some really
Not
good
like
ones.
this, Zil. There's gotta be more to you than just killing Pike.
I cut the rest of it loose, like they did to me.
I love Pike's
Hey,
response.
Talia, we going surfing?
Maybe afterwards, Ekko.
Okay.
Talia, got some cool tech to show you.
Oh, good. I've got some cool rocks for it.
These two would be cool together, I feel like.
Totally didn't know you were coming.
We also had sarcasm in Acacia, you know.
Oh, from
snap,
Acacia.
quack, yeah. Nah, I'm just messing with you.
Oh my
Ekko,
god.
That's happened before, you know.
Oh, you didn't get my note, Zil?
Not that I recall, no. Oh, dear.
Okay, I
Just
kind
you
of like
and me,
Zill too.
Fishbones. And them.
Man, I miss you so much.
Oh my god. Oh my god, guys, that killed me. Oh my god. I'm not gonna lie to you guys, I think about episode 7 like constantly. Like ever since watching it, it's just like in my brain and won't go away. And the fact that he just said that after seeing Jinx just hurts so bad. Okay, we have Nautilus up.
Echoes from the deep.
Okay.
Actually, he's from Zon, but it's cool.
Oh, I don't know
I'm
anything about
doing
Nautilus.
this my way.
Just like the old days.
Dude, that one too.
Powder, never mind.
Dude, I can't get through these voice lines. It's actually like it's just devastating.
Vi stands for violence.
I remember when you stood for something important, Vi.
Let's
Oh,
get away
man,
from Vi and
I
Jinx,
missed you
please. Thank
too.
you.
Echo, I will feast on your bones.
Okay, Renekton.
Yeah, you said that last time.
Yeah.
Ekko, what does time feel like to you?
How well do you understand inertia relative to time? New tech, new tricks, new day, new Zon.
I understand about half those words, Ekko. I'm going to jam your things with sand.
Whoa.
And I'm gonna send you back to when stone weaving was cool.
Good one.
Aid
Echo.
me and you shall be named Master Builder.
Little above my pay grade, Dusty, but sure.
Dusty is still
Your
crazy.
Emperor has learned of Poros.
Well, yeah, what? You didn't have Poros way back when?
I never heard any of these Azir voice
Ekko,
lines.
You were supposed to be here tomorrow.
You said that yesterday. Good one, Zil. High five, yeah.
Can you guess my favorite herb?
Time. Sage? This is a joke, right?
That
What
was
do you
pretty
call
good
two
answer.
time-traveling birds, Ekko?
A paradox. Also, wow, Zil. Wow.
That was pretty good, actually.
Oh dear, I don't like this timeline at all.
Yeah. I don't want to fight you. New tech, new tricks.
These are
new day,
fantastic
new
voice
Zon.
lines, everybody.
Oh dear, oh dear, oh dear, oh dear.
Him and Zill.
You made friends, Bo. Very cool. Hey, you want me to rewind? You need more time. No time
The way he
like
said
the
that.
present. Move it along, man. I got all the time in the world. I don't think I froze time.
Oh, that's so funny.
That one's for you, Zon. All right. Where's the after party?
Not the air guitar.
Woo. Let's not do that again. Well, time for a redo. All right. That's the last time that happens.
You can hide from time, but not me.
Ooh,
Yeah, we'll see about that, Pike.
that's scary.
Should have stayed in Piltover, kid.
Tell me I'm from Piltover one more time.
Ooh, okay.
Let me at him.
Let's
I loved that.
Never had luck, never needed it.
Easy to say with that Z drive of yours.
Yeah, right?
If it ain't my favorite time-traveling genius, punk buddy.
Well, I'd be weirded out if I wasn't.
What's up, Bo?
I love the humor that Ekko has in this world. I mean, what's sad about Arcane, like, obviously, this is basically how Ekko becomes after Arcane. That's, like, I think canonically how everything's working. But like, it sucks that in Arcane, we don't really get to see that humor from him because there's like such dire circumstances during that time, you know?
Ekko, guess who I cloned?
Better not start with an E and rhyme with gecko.
So, I've been looking into this whole paradox thing.
Oh boy, what'd you do this time? Come on, cat. We got a cozy home for you.
Okay, this cat is
Now,
so
what
sus.
made you jump like that?
Okay, who is this cat? You guys let me know. All right, everybody. We got some incredible voice lines, I think, from Ekko in Legends of Runeterra. I have no idea how they are in League of Legends. I don't know if there was like any update to those or if they're just going to be super old or what. But like these were really, really good. I enjoyed pretty much all of them. For some reason, he had a lot of interactions with Sharimans. I guess Talia. Well, we had some with Nasus and Renekton as well. But of course, Dusty, aka Azir. And you know what? This reaction or hearing these voice lines really made me interested in Zillion or Zill, like Ekko likes to call him. You know, with the whole time thing, especially, I'm very interested in how Zillion's like time. I don't know what he does or what he's capable of doing, but I'm very interested in what he's able to do. He sounds like an interesting character. You guys let me know in the comments if he's somebody I should take a look at. Yeah, the back and forth between Ekko and Zillion was really, really fun. Like I liked how they like to banter and had even like Zillion has some jokes. He had like kind of like some dad jokes in there about time, which was really, really fun. The most devastating thing though are the voice lines with Vi and Jinx. Man, are those voice lines just, after watching Arcane, it's like seeing or hearing those two voice lines are just brutal. Surprisingly, he has a few voice lines with Talia. We haven't done a reaction to Talia. We were going to maybe a while back, but we kind of have moved away from Shuriman champs at this point, but I might come back to her. She seems interesting. She seems super unique to everybody else in League of Legends. But she also, I'm not sure how important she really is to like the overall lore in League of Legends or Runeterra. I know she has a little thing with Kaisa for a minute there in one of the seasonal cinematics. But yeah, I'm not too sure about Talia. But I really like the banter between the two. They seem like they might be like the same age or something, and they seem like they could be like really, really good friends. All right, guys, let's go check out more voice line. All right, everybody. Luckily, we actually have a Skin Spotlight special interactions video. I'm assuming he must have gotten an update after Arcane. This video was uploaded December of 2021. So yeah, I'm going to assume they updated some voice lines for Ekko. Only 4.5 minutes. Let's give them a listen.
I had a crush until you started talking to the gun.
Don't get me started on Jinx again.
Guns. Original. You used to be cool. You forgot your roots, Vi.
Okay.
Hey, sellout.
He does not like Vi anymore in this like in this version of League of Legends or in League of Legends, like he does not like Vi at all.
One day you'll come back to Zon.
Right? Because yeah.
So, how about that weather? You'll always be Zon to me. Who called the cops? Scared of a little revolution, Caitlin? Dibs on the hat. Nice face. Shame if something happened to it.
Ooh.
I like you better on paper, poster boy.
Okay, hold on. I feel like Ekko and Jace after Arcane wouldn't be like this necessarily.
I'll never be like this guy.
But they still are
full
opposites.
robot.
Never go full robot. Now see, this is old Victor. I know they're changing him.
I'll never be like this guy. You're everything wrong with Zon.
Ooh.
You give Zon a bad name.
What's crazy about Singe is he got everything he wanted in the end of Arcane.
Aaron, shouted any good names lately?
Oh no, he's about to make fun of him, guys. Oh, who doesn't make fun of Garen?
Zon! Go where you want, Mundo. Outside of Zon.
Mundo.
Great. Pilties.
Okay.
Last warning. Go home.
He seems more angry in these voice lines versus the Legends of Runeterra ones.
You're in the wrong neighborhood. Run away, little Pilty.
Ooh.
I lost a pet rat once. Is
Okay.
that you, Mr. Tails?
Okay, that's mean to Twitch.
Take my time machine, Urgot. You clearly need it more. I'll poke your eye out. Head out. Face off. How do you even work?
I don't know anything about Vel'Koz.
See? You're part of the problem. Zaun's future's about to get brighter. Think you're Zaun? Prove it. Time fight!
Time fight.
I really hope you're not the future me.
Oh, that'd be weird. What is going on here?
I could have survived that.
Oh, a Zillion revive.
Thanks anyway.
Okay. So he can revive people as an ability? That's
you gotta
crazy.
Teach me that trick, Zill. You gotta do better than that, Law Dog.
Dodge Caitlyn's ult.
Swing and a miss, Top Hat.
Ah, I love this, actually.
Were you trying to hit me? Next time, shoot where I'm gonna be.
Whew.
How many pilties does it take to make a hammer? 0. They make them in Zaun. How many pilties does it take to make a hammer?
What's it gonna say now?
2, if you count Jace's reflection.
I was gonna say, I thought he was gonna say Jace, or like 1, but...
Oh, Jace.
Oh, Jace.
How many pilties does it take to make a hammer?
He's got multiple.
All of them.
That's it? He said,
I'm old enough to buy this. Yep. Put an angel on the job. I could use a break. I'm sure I won't be needing this.
Guardian
but
angel.
I'll take it anyhow. A second chance? I thought I was on my 5th. I'm no angel. 3 forces at work. Triple threat. Not much of a hat guy, but this thing is awesome.
Yeah, now with that
Abaddon
mohawk.
must have been a fun guy. All in. Just my style. Let's go hunt some liches? That is one big tooth.
Nasher's Tooth, I
And
know,
I'm
is in
fighting with
TFT right
teeth.
now.
Can't hide your weak spots from me. This thing creeps me out. I love hitting pilties with their own toys.
Hex Tech Rocket
Huh.
Bolt.
Freezing time. Interesting. Some things do get better with time. Yep. This thing has a bright future. How could I not buy this?
Right?
Stops time? Huh. Thought I'd never get a break. It's like it was made for me. Note to self. Don't touch Cop's hat. Note to self. Hammer is actually a gun. That
Yep.
worked in another timeline. Yep.
Respawns.
That went exactly how I didn't want it to go.
Okay, these are fun.
Second first time for everything. Let's not do that again. Back to square 7.
Square 7.
Time to start some trouble. Ah, that fresh start smell.
Fresh start smell?
Wednesday's about to get wrecked.
Okay, cool. All right, right off the bat, this version of Ekko seems way angrier than our Legends of Runeterra one. The Legends of Runeterra one seems almost happy. Like, he seems kind of chill and cool. This one is like, I guess maybe the darker Ekko, or kind of like, you know, just the Ekko that's pissed off at Piltover. Which we do have that sort of Ekko in Arcane even as well. But yeah, we very much so kind of have this angry Ekko in Arcane, and clearly we have it also in League of Legends. So all of this makes sense to me. Obviously, you know, Caitlyn, Vi siding with the Piltovers, or being with Caitlyn, you know, at the end of Arcane. I understand Ekko's point of view. Same with, I guess, Jace and everything, because all of the, you know, the class disparity and everything is gonna go back to normal after the events of Arcane, just because that's how it is canonically, right? So I totally get his hate for the Pilties still. And then we had some random interactions here with like Vel'Koz, Twitch, and everything like that. He was very much like, yeah, just a negative guy who was just kind of trash talking everybody, which I get. Zillion interactions were kind of interesting. He almost looks up to Zillion, I would say, because Zillion seems like an older guy, has been working with time probably longer than Ekko. I don't know, because I don't know the lore, but that's my guess, and he probably wants to learn from Zillion. And then, yeah, some of the jokes, like the hammer joke was pretty funny, both of them, and then we had obviously some time references in some of these voice lines. Surprised there wasn't any, like, Back to the Future, like, kind of joke or anything like that, but that makes sense because he actually just goes in the past. I really liked these, but I think I really enjoyed the Legends of Runeterra voice lines a tiny bit more. What we're going to do, though, is we're going to take a look at the wiki and look at the rest of the voice lines there. All right, so we're going to start off with the voice lines here. We're going to skip over the ones that we've already listened to, of course. So picking him.
It's not how much time you have. It's how you use it.
And then ban.
You used to be cool.
Okay, and that's what he says to Vi. All right, and then we have moving.
Zaun is the future. I owe them nothing. Time doesn't heal all wounds.
Ooh. I feel like, dude, I again, my mind immediately goes to powder. But anyway.
Every second matters. Tomorrow's the last of my worries. No one keeps me down. I do my own stunts.
I like that I do my own stunts.
Things aren't gonna improve themselves. Doubt me. I love that.
Ooh, I love that one.
I hate being responsible. I'd rather make mistakes than make nothing at all.
Wow.
Not quit until it's right. My pasts have a way of catching up.
He definitely is determined, which we see that in Arcane as well.
There are always consequences. If there are limits, I haven't found them yet. Never had luck. Never needed it.
Okay, we heard that one.
I finish what I start. Patience? What's that? Every rule needs a break. Never look back. Let's make them notice. Progress doesn't belong to one city.
Ooh, okay. I love that one a lot too.
Back to going forward. Fool me once, and I'll just rewind. We make the future.
Okay. And we heard all the interactions, so we're going to move on to taunts.
I already calculated your odds. Sorry. Won this fight already. Doing it again for fun.
That'd be so scary to hear from your opponent.
I've seen your future, and it's got broken bones.
Okay. And then we have some jokes here.
Let me be honest. I have no idea what I'm doing. Time scramble doesn't travel my brain. If anyone sees my paradox, ask them where I am. This is the longest second of my life.
The longest second of my life.
The timeline was already this broken when I found it. I swear.
Okay, that's pretty funny. All right, let's hear Ekko's laugh. His 4 different ones. All right, and then we have 4 air guitars. Oh my god. He really gets into it. I don't even think I can do that. All right, we have basic attacks. And then we have attacking voice lines.
This is how we say hello in Zon.
That's crazy.
Good a time as any to act reckless. I'll help you this time. Duck.
Duck.
Come on! Show me something new. Keep pushing me. All out of warnings. Time is not on your side. I like hitting you. Last chance to be anywhere else. You never see this coming.
You never see this coming. Clever.
Should've walked away. Welcome to Zon! Make me repeat myself. I could make this hurt less. We'll do it the hard way.
Okay, those are really fun. All right, and then we have all the ability casting. Yeah, we have a lot of voice lines here for Ekko, which is really cool. Triggering resonance. Using time winder.
Catch. Think fast. Don't blink. Heads up.
And then we have using parallel convergence.
Step right up. Come get me.
And then entering the zone.
Time snap. Surprise. Made it.
And then he laughs sometimes when you enter the zone. We have using phase dive.
Go. Look out.
Using the empowered attack. Using chrono break.
One more time. Do over. Reversing polarity.
Reversing polarity. That's kind of a cool one. Dodging ace in the hole with chrono break. What is ace in the hole? Oh, that's okay. We heard those. That's Caitlyn's ult. All right, shopping. We've heard all the shopping voice lines. Let's move on. We heard the resurrection by Zill. Let's move on from that. Recall.
Back before anyone notices. I need to rethink a couple things. Taking a breather.
Okay. We have completion, 25% chance.
They'll wish I stayed here.
And then recall music. No. And then we have Ekko's death. Death noises are always funny to me. These actually aren't that bad, though. Some of them are really funny, but those were fine. All right, so that is it. We have a little bit of trivia on the voice lines, though. The I'm no angel and yep, put an angel on the job, I could use a break might be referencing Ekko's voice actor and Anthony Del Rio, also voicing both Pit and Dark Pit in Kid Icarus Uprising. Oh, that's really cool. Never go full robot is a play on a quote from Tropic Thunder. I'll never be like this guy applies to both Jace, the egotistical poster boy for the stuck-up Pilties, and Victor, the immoral cyborg being part of Zon's ethical bankruptcy. I've seen your future and it's got broken bones was probably inspired by Zillions. I've seen your death. It was painful considering their time fame. Don't blink, and reversing polarity might be quoting Doctor Who. Oh, that's cool. That's cool. That, I mean, a Doctor Who thing is cool in general. Singe, you gives on a bad name, might be referencing the You Give Love a Bad Name by Bon Jovi. I'm old enough to buy this, jokingly alludes to minors being prohibited from purchasing spirits, right? Tomorrow's the last day, the last of my worries is a jab at the Defender of Tomorrow, Jace. And then Ekko shares quotes with Jace, Never Look Back, as well as Sivir, Heads Up and Catch. These lines might be deliberate copies of Sivir's, as his voiceover released well after hers, since both abilities features a returning weapon. And then we have some true damage Ekko trivia, but we're not going to look into that. All right, guys, I am pleasantly surprised because you know what? A lot of you didn't really recommend Ekko to me as a reaction. Even when I was asking for, this isn't a slight against any of you guys, but even when I was asking for like voice line, like champions that had a lot of voice lines. And I get it though, because we had Ekko in Arcane. So it's like, we don't need any more Ekko content or anything like that. We're seeing Ekko in Arcane. We don't need to like actually see him in League of Legends, but I actually truly enjoyed these voice lines from him and all of his overall lore, because we basically get to see what becomes of Ekko after Arcane. So he very much becomes, you know, like Zaun, and like he loves Zaun and wants, like, the nationalism for Zaun is still very strong afterwards, and he starts to resent Piltover. And obviously, you know, they had a common enemy there for a minute against Noxus / Victor / Ambessa, whoever at the end of episode 9, but like things are probably going to go back to the way they were before, right? Now that the common enemy is gone, I could totally see Piltover and Zaun being, you know, at odds once again with each other. So that totally makes sense to me. Yeah, guys, these were really, really fun. He had a lot of content. He had a lot of cinematics, which was cool. I had no idea he would have that many cinematics. So going into this, that was pretty cool. And then, I mean, truly, if we're talking about Ekko's future, I can't even see where he could go from here. He's going to be staying in Zaun. He truly loves Zaun. He wants to make Zaun a better city. And I want that for him, right? Like, but like, do we ever see Zaun become a better city? I don't think so, unfortunately. With Piltover up above and with how oppressive Piltover still is and everything, I don't think it'll end up being like a nice, happy family with each other, unfortunately. The only other future I could maybe see for Ekko is like maybe he learns a thing or two from Zillion, or like he becomes even more buddy-buddy with Zillion and they learn from each other or something, or they learn things about timelines. Or there is that other future that I mentioned for Ekko, where it seems like Zillion / Bard might actually be worried because Ekko might be kind of like fracturing time a little bit with how much he's using the Z drive. So that might be an interesting like little thing that they end up doing with Ekko in the future, or in the MMO or something like that, right? I think that's kind of a cool thing that they could do something with way down the line. All right, guys, Ekko truly became, you know, at the Act 3 of Season 2. I liked Ekko, trust. I already liked Ekko. I liked like pretty much every character in Arcane. But after Act 3, he rose up quite a few spots, in my opinion, because of how badass he is in there. And obviously the sadness from episode 7, which of course I've mentioned many times throughout this reaction. But yeah, how badass he is in episode 9 as well, when he stops Victor and everything. That was very, very cool to see in Arcane. Guys, I appreciate all the love and support on these videos that you guys give me. Please leave a thumbs up on the video. Subscribe to the channel if you don't already. Check out the other League of Legends reactions I have if you haven't seen them yet. And let me know who I should be reacting to next in the comments. I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye.